Vikramaditya and the Hermit. Long ago, there lived a king named Vikramaditya who ruled over Ujjain. He was the most famous and fearless of all the rulers of his time. One day, he was presiding over his court as usual when a hermit came there. He offered a fruit to the king. The king was very judicious. He ordered his treasurer to keep the fruit safe and preserve it carefully. According to him, the fruit had been presented to him in the court, so it was his people's property. The treasurer, as per the king's orders, kept the fruit in the store. The next day, the hermit came again and gave another fruit to the king. The king in turn again gave it to his treasurer for storing it. These visits of the hermit to the king's court became a routine. Each time he gifted a fruit to the king. The gems in the fruit. One day the hermit came as usual to the court. He asked the king, "O king, where are the fruits I gave you? What did you do with them?" The king replied, "All the fruits have been kept safely in the royal treasury." The hermit said, "They must have got rotten by now." The king asked, "Why don't you find out yourself?" He sent for the treasurer and asked him to show the fruits. The treasurer led the king and the hermit to the place where he had kept the fruits. The king examined the fruits one by one and found that all of them were rotting. Then he cut one fruit. To his surprise, a gem fell out of it. Curious, he cut all the fruits and each had a gem. He asked the hermit, "How did this happen?" The hermit replied, "I have certain powers." The hermit's proposal. The hermit continued, "I can give you more of these. Your kingdom will prosper, and so will your people. But you will have to do something for me in return." The king thought for a while and asked, "What can I do for you?" The hermit replied, "In the forest of Tanakpur is a peepal tree, in which hangs a corpse upside down. You have to bring that corpse to me." The king was surprised to hear this. He asked, "Whose corpse is it?" The hermit replied, "A ghost named Betal lives in the corpse. Bring him to me. I want to enhance my spiritual powers. I will also help you." The king said, "I will get you the corpse in the interest of my people." The hermit said, "You can commence your mission on the next moonless night. I will wait for you in the crematory." King Vikramaditya finds Betal. So on the next moonless night, King Vikramaditya went to the forest. After looking for hours, King Vikramaditya found the peepal tree. He pulled the corpse down, placed it on his shoulder and started for his kingdom to give the corpse to the hermit. As King Vikramaditya travelled some distance, he heard a voice. It was the ghost in the corpse, which spoke to him. "Who are you? Why and where are you taking me?" The king replied, "I am Vikramaditya, the ruler of this kingdom. I have come to take you to my kingdom." The ghost asked, "Why and who told you about me?" The king replied, "A hermit told me about you. He needs you. But who are you?" The ghost replied, "My name is Betal. I am prepared to go with you. But there is a condition." "Tell me," ordered King Vikramaditya. Betal said, "During the journey, I will tell you a story to pass the time." Betal's condition. Betal continued, "But I have a condition. You will not utter a word till you have arrived at your destination. If you speak on the way, I will fly back to my peepal tree." King Vikramaditya agreed to the condition immediately. Betal continued, "During my travels, I recount to have heard that you are the most sensible king ruling your kingdom. Now listen carefully to the story I am going to tell you. You will have to answer my questions also regarding the story. If you deliberately evade answering my questions, I will break your head into pieces." The king replied, "Betal, as you know, truth always prevails. I promise not to let you down. I am prepared to hear your story." Betal responded, "I expect you to keep your word." Saying so, Betal began the story.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.